If you're a veterinarian thinking about investing in real estate for the first time, you've probably had these thoughts. What if I lose money? What if I make a bad investment and wipe out my entire savings? That fear is real. You've worked too hard, sacrificed too much, and come from a world where one wrong move can have terrible consequences. But here's what most people never tell you. Most successful investors don't get rich by taking big risks. They build wealth by reducing risk. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 simple, non-negotiable steps I use to limit my risk when analyzing investment properties. I'm Dr. Haley, a veterinarian. I'm not a real estate professional, but I did just buy my first 6-unit property while working full-time in practice, and I'm here to help you learn the systems that make this process feel clear and manageable. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss future breakdowns on vet-friendly real estate investing. Why can I talk about risk? Well, as vets, we're trained risk assessors. You wouldn't start a complicated surgery without protocols in place, and real estate shouldn't be any different. You wouldn't rely on a gut feeling to diagnose an emergency, you'd rely on diagnostics. So be prepared. Don't rely on a gut feeling to guide your wealth. My system is built around identifying the safest types of homes to buy and the best areas to buy. Really, the types of investments that focus on protecting your money. It's helping you create a structure that safeguards your money instead of putting it at risk. My goal is to help you move from the overwhelmed vet who fears risk to the confident investor who knows how to mitigate it. These are the systems I follow. System 1, the safety net of multifamily. If you're buying your first property, I recommend you consider shifting your focus from single-family homes to small multifamily properties. I'm talking about duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. Why? Well, with a single-family home, if the tenant moves out, your rental income immediately drops to 0. Stress level, maximum. But with a fourplex, if one tenant leaves, you still have 3 income-producing streams covering the mortgage and expenses. A single vacancy can become a manageable inconvenience rather than a crisis. When I was getting started, I fell in love with a beautiful little single-family home. I was excited, but around the same time, a colleague told me about the month her single-family tenants skipped out right before Christmas. She had to cover the $2,800 mortgage out of her own savings. That story gave me a little bit of a wake-up call. I realized I wanted the stability of multiple rent checks. That's why my first property was a 6-unit. Risk-proof system number 2, the capital reserves and reinvestment framework. This is the habit that separates calm, confident investors from panicked property owners. And here's something most first-time buyers don't realize. The goal isn't just small monthly cash flow, it's positioning yourself for long-term appreciation and the ability to leverage equity over time. Guideline 1. When I bought my property, I set aside a separate untouchable reserve fund equal to at least 6 months of expenses. Guideline 2. I currently save the monthly cash flow and add it to this reserve until the fund is fully stocked. This reserve does 2 things for me. Protects me and positions me for growth. It protects against the inevitable, the leaky roof, the unexpected vacancy, the furnace that dies at the worst possible moment. Without a reserve, I could end up covering these expenses out of my personal savings, which is where real stress would occur. By saving your cash flow, you build a strong financial buffer, and once that buffer is in place, the extra money can become part of the money you want to put towards your next deal alongside your growing equity. Risk-proof system number 3, the property management firewall. Your time is your most valuable asset. For most new investors, self-managing quickly turns what was supposed to be passive income into a second stressful part-time or full-time job. Most veterinarians are not experts in tenant law, maintenance, logistics, or rent collection. I know I'm not, nor do I want to be. That's why many first-time investors should choose to hire a professional property manager right from the start. Yeah, they typically cost 5 to 10% of the monthly rent, but that expense is built into your cash flow calculations. Their role is to act as your frontline manager, the human shield that handles tenant issues, maintenance calls, and administrative tasks so that you do not have to. You don't need to become a full-time property manager on top of being a full-time veterinarian. Bringing in a professional can significantly reduce the time and emotional load you carry. When I bought my property, the very first thing I did was hire a management team, and they've been a massive asset to my life. I still work, but I don't have to worry about the day-to-day issues with my rentals. When I was in Hawaii recently, we needed to issue a 30-day notice because a unit required a full renovation. If I was self-managing, I would have spent my holiday researching tenant laws, drafting notices, and navigating a confrontational situation. Instead, my team handled the entire process, following local laws, keeping everything on track, and I didn't have to interrupt my trip at all. As vets, we often already work 50 plus hours a week. Protect your time. A good property manager acts as a middleman so you can actually enjoy your freedom and trust that the details are being handled correctly. When you combine a multifamily buffer with solid capital reserves and a property manager, the fear of making a bad investment can shrink to something far more manageable. You can walk away from guessing and following a clear, disciplined system. Your confidence grows because your decisions are guided by protocols rather than panic. That allows you to stay focused on your career, your family, and your life, all while your investment is being managed in a structured, organized way behind the scenes. For many veterinarians, this is what financial freedom starts to feel like. If this disciplined, risk-aware approach feels like exactly what you need to finally move forward buying your first investment property, and you want personal support as you apply it, I've opened a limited number of discovery calls for my online course. It's designed for veterinarians who want guidance, clear templates, and structured support as they work towards purchasing their first income-producing property. And this is where we take the concepts you've learned and help you put them into practice in a way that feels achievable. Click the link in the description below to book a discovery call. I'd love to help you take the next step towards your version of financial freedom.